Hey there, this is Kathie from Craft with Kathie. I'm coming at you from the suburbs of Chicago. Drop me a line and let me know where you're watching from. That would be great. Have a quick little project, a little piece of kitchen decor. And this little transfer is called Clean My Kitchen. I'd like to add to it. Really, seriously, go ahead, clean my kitchen. Let me get it out of the packaging. There we go. If you have any questions as we go along, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments, and I'll answer them as I see them. I'm committed to growing my online presence, so if you would be so kind as to like, comment, and follow me on YouTube, it would be greatly appreciated. My link is Craft with Kathie, Kathie. And please remember to click on the bell in the top right so that you'll be notified when new videos are posted. I'd really appreciate it, as that makes a big difference. And of course, please comment. Don't be a stalker. Tell me that you're here. Let me see ya. Just give me your opinion and advice and suggestions. I'm open to everything here. Okay, so this is one of our newer transfers. It's called Clean My Kitchen. And I'm going to add it to this little hexagon chalkboard. This board is retired, but if anybody is interested in them, I do have some that I purchased a while ago that are brand new. So I could sell them directly, and that would be fine. And I just thought this would, I like the idea of this board with this transfer because the little stars, for some reason, reminded me of the Jetsons. And with that in mind, these are the colors that I picked out to go with this. A bright white, couture teal, and raspberry. And I think I'm going to do the stars in raspberry. I know that sounds a little bit strange. The word clean in couture teal and the rest of the wording in the white. If it looks funny, all I have to do is erase and change it if I don't like the way it looks. I was actually going to go just with the white and the teal. And then I saw those stars and I said, Jetsons. I had to go digging out this board. We'll see how it turns out. Let me know what you think. Oh, and this board actually has a sawtooth hanger on the back, so it could be hung up. Or, interestingly enough, it fits in. This is an older board, the older base for my board and base, but it actually fits right in there, so I could use the board and base stand to hold up the hexagon chalkboard. Just an idea. I love when things have multiple uses, and I just want to make sure I'm keeping the sawtooth at the top when I apply my transfer. So, to get started, I'm going to use my fuzzing cloth. Our fuzzing cloth has two sides. One side is the terry, the other is the microfiber. Our transfers are made out of vinyl, which is the teal, and silkscreen, which is what you're seeing through to the backing of the transfer. They are adhesive backed and they are reusable. And the reason I fuzz them is so that they don't stick as greatly, especially when a transfer is brand new. It could be very, very sticky, and you want to be able to lift it off your surface. Now, our transfers can be used on wood, chalkboard, dry erase, glass, mirror, metal, pretty much any flat surface. If you're using it on wood, you don't want to use it on wood that has splinters, though, because you don't want to pull up splinters on the back of your transfer. It's adhesive backed. So I apply a little lint deliberately to the back of my transfer so that when I place it on my surface, it does not stick as snugly as it would if I hadn't put the lint on it. So especially when using glass or metal or mirror as your surface, you want to fuzz it fairly well. Now, our transfers can also be used on fabric. Let me lift this up and lay it down again. I actually got a few air bubbles in there, and I did the same thing again. Okay, let's try that. You don't want air bubbles because you want a nice smooth adhesion of the transfer to your surface. So smooth it out, make sure there's no air bubbles underneath your silk screen, and you're ready to actually apply your chalk paste. Our chalk paste is actually chalk paste. It is not chalk paint. It is made from chalk. It's one of the company's flagship products. And as such, it goes on liquid, but dries hard. So I'm going to take a little dab of my Couture Teal and apply it on my transfer. And then use a squeegee to push it through the silk screen of the transfer. And being that I'm doing this in multiple colors, I want to make sure that I don't actually get it on any of the wording that I don't intend to get it on. Oh, I've got a little bit too much chalk here. Chalk paste. Let me put that back in my container. Turn this a little bit so I can get the top of my L. It's funny, I don't usually use this large of a squeegee. I usually use the smaller ones, the minis. I'm so comfortable with them. Isn't that strange? Obviously, we have squeegees in different sizes. Okay, so I've got the end, the bottom of my L. This looks good. I'm going to remove any excess paste and any lines, just smooth them out. And then take the excess paste, put it back in the jar. No sense in wasting it. And then I'm going to use my white paste. Same process, I'm just going to use a smaller squeegee for this, as it's a smaller area. Look at how fast this goes. How quick and easy. Put the chalk paste back in my container, the excess paste. Smooth it out, remove any lines. I'm going to gather up the excess paste here. Okay. And then I'm quickly just going to clean this squeegee so that I could use it on the raspberry paste. Cleanup's easy because it's chalk paste, it's water soluble. So when I tire of this design, if I want to change it or replace it and use this board for something else, all I have to do is spritz it with a little bit of water and rinse it with a paper towel. We do have a board eraser, I'm sorry, not a board eraser, a scraper that you can use to also remove your previous designs. This is our creamy, dreamy new chalk paste, just recently released, and it is smooth as silk and just a joy to use. And I need a different little thing to get in the tight little spot there. Let me grab another tool here. Okay, I'm not seeing what I need, but I will use this little squeegee that I just cut into smaller pieces. That'll let me get in here for the tiny little stars. Okay, I've got all my stars here. Yeah, this little one, get in over here, get that tiny little star. Remove the excess, put it back in the jar. Make sure I have full coverage over all my silk screens. I want to give that a good look. Looks like everything's covered. Oops, there, I have a little teeny piece that doesn't have. Get a little bit more on the the top of that star. Okay. So, time to peel and reveal. When you lift up your transfer, you want to either lift it from the top, the bottom, the left, or the right. You never want to pull it on the diagonal, because it could actually stretch like fabric. So I'm just going to lift it up from the side, holding my board down. Oh, I just got stuck to my transfer. Okay. What do you think? Simple, easy, quick. I need to let this dry for a few moments, and as it dries, I'm going to clean my transfer. I could clean this in a water bath, or I could clean this on my surface. This is a rather small transfer. I could actually put it in a little bowl or a dish or a cookie sheet with a ½ inch of water or so or whatever, and just rinse off the chalk paste from it, or I could do it on my surface, and that's what I'm doing. I sprayed water on the bottom of my surface first, though, so that the adhesive did not stick to it. So I have water as a barrier between the adhesive of the transfer and the mat. And then I'm going to take a disinfectant wipe and just remove the chalk paste from the top of the transfer, and I'm going in a circular motion. And I have a little bit of staining here, which does not hurt my transfer at all, because our transfers are reusable, can be used 8 to 12 times or more. However, if you don't like the look of the paste on your transfer, you could use one of our board erasers, which this is already a used board eraser, and it's similar to a magic eraser, but it works pretty good. I cut this in half. I don't remember exactly why, but I did. So I'm getting crumbling from where I cut it. So let me switch that a little bit. And you can see that it'll remove most of the staining from the chalk paste. If you use something with a very deep pigment like the raspberry or like our black paste, you're probably not going to get it totally off, but like I said, it has no impact on the usability of the transfer. It makes no difference. So I just want to make sure all my paste is off. Flip it over, remove the paste from the back side. Whoops. Find if I'm in a hurry, I kind of lift it up. So if you go in a circular motion, it's the easiest way to remove the paste off of it. And then when you're all done removing the paste, let me clean up my surface a little bit here. Go across the transfer with your disinfectant wipe horizontally, or you could use a board eraser. And what you do is you remove the lint that you applied to it with the fuzzing cloth. You're deliberately taking that off, which renews the adhesive. Now, a little trick that I learned not too long ago is a faster way to dry these transfers. Generally, you will put the transfer adhesive side up and let it dry. And actually, a cookie drying rack is an excellent place, an excellent thing to use. But if you're in a hurry for your transfer to dry, take your fuzzing towel. The one side has terry, the other is microfiber. Use the microfiber side. Put the transfer on it, sticky side up. Fold it over, squeeze out the excess moisture. And this causes your transfer to dry much quicker. Look at that. It's already starting to stick and stick well. And then set it aside until it's fully dry. When folding your fuzzing cloth over your transfer, be careful that you only fold the microfiber over onto the adhesive part, not adhesive to adhesive. Now, our chalk paste goes on liquid, but does dry hard. But being that it's water soluble, you don't want to wash this with a wet cloth. dry dust it unless you want to remove it. When you want to remove it, spritz it with water and use a paper towel. This is almost totally dry. I could see the white's dry. The teal is just a little bit damp yet. I could see the color changing slightly. So goes on wet, dries to a hard finish. Just dry dust and you'll be fine. And now that this is dry, I'm going to put the backer back on the transfer. Shiny side of the backer to the sticky side of the transfer. And it's easier to apply the backer to the transfer than the transfer to the backer. So this is the trick. Just put the backing on it. Press down. There you go. Ready for the next use. Put it back in its little cellophane package. The cellophane has, all of our cellophane packages have a hook at the top so you could hang these up on a magnetic hook like this. It's what I've used for the smaller ones. Or I actually have a clip or a hanger that you could feed through this little loop. So all of our cellophane has this hole at the top, and it has instructions on the back explaining how to use it and how to care for it. Thank you for watching. I surely do appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. See you soon.